Every Sunday morning, Mom and I go to the farmers market in Mountain View, California. We've been doing that for about 3 years. And starting a couple of weeks ago, I started to collect curbside flowers and take it home and try to put something together and hopefully get some decent hummingbird photos with the flowers. All right, here's the setup for the flower shot. Here's the window, and I have the support Velcro to the window frame. And you see a plastic bucket. Inside there is a bottom light. On top, that's the flower. I also have a little liquor cup with another feeder on it, because otherwise the hummingbird or chaser will come over, but it won't stop. Alrighty, so that's the bottom light. On the overhang, that's the backlight. If I pull back, here's the front light. That's clamped to a kitchen cabinet door, and it's angled about 45 degrees to where chaser might be. It also lights up the flower too. And here's my field light on the left. So that's kind of the setup. There's a very dramatic light ratio between indoors and outdoors. So here's another shot. Hopefully that's reasonable. That's the setup. Well, here's my camera at a fairly low angle, so I can capture the background is basically the sky. So here's the Photoshop session. So this is from the camera. When I do the light adjustment or the flash adjustment, basically. So this is the camera setting without the flash at all. So the camera is at ISO 200, 300 millimeter, f11, and 1/250th of a second. So as you can see, the flowers are completely dark, basically. Right, tremendously underexposed. If I turn on the bottom flashlight, this is what I'm seeing. So to me, this light is so important because it really makes the whole thing come alive, in my opinion. You know, when you can see through the glass and there's actually details within the glass. To me, it just adds a very, very different feel to it. And somehow these plants or hummingbirds, when they have underlight, to me it just make things like we don't really see this in natural light, but we can see it with underlight. And I believe this is when I turn on the backlight. So if I can compare these two photos. What happened? Okay, so I want to do a swap actually. Okay, so the one that's on the left, this is just the underlight. Okay. So you can see, you know, the glass lit up, and then these little flowers on the side actually lit up. The petals on the red flower lit up. Actually, the purple flower lit up as well. And this is with the backlight. Okay, then it hits the glass even harder, creates more light. There's also a reflector in front of the setup, so there's some kickback light as well. And then I believe this is with the front light turned on. Okay, and this is with the field light turned on. So this is essentially the setup. Okay, so Um, so this is, oops, it just happened. Yeah. So this is set up. This is the setup with all the flashlight and with the ambient, right? So for the ambient, I want to capture the sky a little bit, kind of blue, and with the flash, you know, everything is crystal clear. Actually, very, very clear. You know, to me, the colors are very vibrant. You see the purple flowers, they're backlit and underlit at the same time. Very, very vibrant. These purples, very vibrant. And then I waited and waited and waited. You know, Chaser actually stopped by like 3 times, but you know, all 3 times it just like took a look and then fly away. So after 3 times, I said, okay, it's actually not finding. You know, I actually put a hummingbird feeder in between these flowers, but it's not seeing it. So it's passing by all these flowers. So I kind of give up and say, okay, I need to make it more visible. So what I did, I took a liquor, you know, shot glass and then put a hummingbird feeder in there. And then Chaser started to show up. You know, this is the first photo that he showed up. So he showed up at 1:30, you know, 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m. and 25 seconds. Okay, and this is probably the last photo that I took. So actually stayed for a long time, 31:25, stayed for like 2 minutes. You know, that was pretty dramatic to me. So this is the first photo, and if I show the before, oops, I'm sorry, show the before. If I show the crop, right? So this is the cropping. You know, so the final photo that you see is really not the photo I took. I think it should be pretty obvious, but sometimes we look at a good photo and say, oh my goodness, it's so amazing. But if we look at the original photo, it has nothing to do with the crop photo, right? So I think cropping is very, very important. Do not just take a photo and then and just share it to the world. Find a way to crop it to your you know, to your, you know, to your satisfaction, right? Or to my satisfaction. So I like it. You know, I could have, you know, do it more like this, for example, right? So I can crop it very tight, sort of like that, right? You know, and it is a good photo, right? But there isn't a whole lot of context, right? So if I put, you know, if I spend the effort to say I'm going to put in these flowers, and I start to crop photos like that, there's no context. So by including the flowers more prominently, I guess, you know, giving the flower more weight and show more flower, and also show the tree branch, you know, like on these dark, you know, start to create a framing, right? So it frames here and, you know, frames there, and start to create, I mean, the mood is different, right? The same thing here. Okay, so this is Chaser flying, actually, I believe, towards the hummingbird feeder, but I crop out the hummingbird feeder, right? So the original photo wasn't slanted like this, you know, so I turned the angle to this, you know, just so I can crop out the entire hummingbird feeder. So the resulting photo is like this, you know, where I think it's very dramatic, right? So there's a flower and Chaser is in this X formation. Yeah. And this new thing, you know, this new flower arrangement, and with the hummingbird feeder kind of, you know, hiding, you know, or the flower is actually blocking Chaser a little bit. So anything that's new, Chaser tend to just, you know, just kind of like, you know, popping out here and there, you know, to basically try to figure out this thing from all the sides and all the elevation, basically. So it will actually start to do all these interesting maneuvers, and with these interesting maneuvers, you see all the different wing patterns and feather patterns and, you know, body positions and stuff like that. You know, like you start to see things like this. You know, it's like you know, it's like it's going straight, but it's going to make a left turn. You know, a very, very hard left turn or something like that. So all these are dramatically cropped. Okay, so the original photo wasn't like this at all. And this is my sort of the final photo. I really like this photo. You know, if I have a printer, I may print this out. I think, and for some reason, when I see, you know, photos like this, it makes me feel really good. It's like my life is a little bit more complete because I was able to capture something like this. Cool. Alrighty. That's enough for the Lightroom session. And after this, I'm going to show a few more photos from this session. Thank you.